Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 Million Gamerscore series, and February 2022 is done, so it's time to bring to you all the Gamerscore that I indeed got in February 2022. But big milestone happened, yes, as you'll see on screen, we are into the last 100k stretch of the million. We passed 900,000. In fact, we have nearly done the first quarter of that last 100,000, because as you'll see I'm on 924,600, just 400 gamer score off the first quarter of the last 100,000, which is mind-blowing. I didn't think I'd be there ever, but here we are. But anyway, plenty of completions to talk about. We've got plenty of Xitilion updates to talk about, which is probably why I've nearly done that first quarter. If you're here for Game Pass completions, that is just the one. We will get to that. And yeah, with that, let's dive into the games. And as we do, we like to do these in chronological order. So let's scroll down. Although the first achievements I did get in February were out of Taiko Tatsujin, the Drum Master, but that's right near the top because we are still working on some monthly progressional achievements. But in terms of the list will start down here with some Xbox 360 gamer score and PES 2017. That 250 there, a couple of hours work that you can get done out of it quite quickly, so that's what I did there. There's more I can get out of it, but it will take a bit of time. If you're a completionist, it is one to avoid. There are plenty of online achievements on this. However, usual problem, servers are no longer available. Okay, so above it, Danger Zone 2. Now, I didn't know I owned this game. Basically, I bought Dangerous Driving, which I haven't started yet, a physical copy of the game, bunged it in to get it installed, ready for when I do want to play it, and this game started installing. For starters, I thought CX had done us a wrong in here and put the wrong disc in the box, but I took the disc out of Series X and I was like, hang on a minute, this does say Dangerous Driving on it. Looked at the box, there's nothing about this game being included, but turns out if you buy the game, physical version, this game is on there, and you get this as well. Obviously it's made by the same developer, but this is a little Burnout clone, and it's a lot of fun actually. I spent about 3 or 4 hours with it one evening, and as you'll see, you got half the gamer score out of it, a lot of it just for progressional stuff. You know, finish one level, it unlocks the next level, and managed to unlock all the levels. Did one miscellaneous achievement at the end as well for another 100 gamer score. Just, yeah, a lot of fun with it actually. As I say, it's a Burnout clone and a real blast. It's not going to be an easy completion, and as you'll have already picked up by the fact I said I took about 3 or 4 hours one evening with it. It's not going to be a quick one either, but certainly something I'll return to and perhaps try and get the completion out of it. Okay, above that, more 360 gamer score, more PES 360 gamer score, PES 2008. I already had some on this, but we got the online done. I say we got the online done. My boosting buddy Ross helped us out here again. He had a copy of the game. The server on this is still active, so it's obviously peer-to-peer rather than an actual server. So we was able to get the online on this done. 4 achievements out of that game that are online. As I say, it's still active, so we got them done. The completion there is to be had now, but will take a long time. There's one achievement that wants you to do 500 matches, 1,000 goals, win all leagues, cups and everything, etc. like that. You need to beat every team in every league as well. So obviously you're going to play through a league anyway. Just remember to beat the team you picked afterwards. But the completion is now there to be had, and it will be had one day. Okay, above that we got Bounty Battle, a game I bought physically. It is a Smash Brothers clone featuring indie characters that you can be in Xbox games. So yeah, spent a bit of time with this one in order to get the 900 I've got out of the 1,000. That last 100 year achievement is going to be difficult and take a lot of time. You have to finish the tournament with all 30 characters for an achievement anyway. There's one for 21, there's one for 14, there's one for 7. There are several progressional achievements for doing all of the tournaments, as well as doing all tournaments with each character. Basically, all tournaments with a character is sort of more 5 challenges. The 5th challenge is always a boss battle, and when you do that boss battle, it is basically the next character that you can then be, and then you be that character and do the 5 challenges. And to get the last achievement out of this is to unlock all skins, but to get the skin, all of the skins, you need to do each tournament with 1 life, and some of them are just difficult with the lives that they give you. So that is going to take a lot of time, and believe me, it's going to cause some frustration to get, but we will have a go at it someday. But it's going to take a lot of time, and there's other stuff I wanted to play. Obviously got massive backlog, so we moved on for now, but it's in the back of my mind to get done one day. Okay, first update time. Sig.null had an update. I think I might have actually not done the last update for this, so I might have got 2000 G out of this. Not sure. Definitely got obviously one update out of this. But anyway, there is now a trick for this game to basically have the levels done and finished for you just by a simple input. If you check out Achievement Land's video for the 4000 G update, he tells you how to do the trick in order to auto complete levels at the beginning of that video. It's basically after the input, which he tells you, please watch that video. You hold down the left trigger and then press A before you enter the level. As you're pressing A, you enter the level, and it basically speedily auto-completes it for you. And all the achievements are for doing certain levels and completing the game. So you can use that function to basically knock out the completion in no time at all. No video guide needed, no inputs needed to complete the levels like I certainly did with the first couple of thousand. And then obviously they made it take quite a while for me. But that can now be done super easy and super quick. Okay, above it we've got ORD or ORD, whatever you want to call it. I just use this game to straighten up my game score every now and again. I like my game score to end in 0 or 5. There's plenty of us like that. And it got odd, so we straightened it out again. It's this basically a word game where you just pick a word and it progresses along, and you have to get to a certain part to unlock an achievement. So, yeah. Just used it straight up my game score. I was going to say, no doubt I'll touch on that again. And this is now a 2000 G game. I thought I had the completion out of it. Well, I have got the completion out of this because I've got 1000 out of the base 1000. But this is now 2000 G completion. So we've got an update to do already. Wow, don't you just learn things while you're making your own videos? Okay, so the 1000 G on this is not too difficult. There was a bug with one of the achievements which you can get around, which is obviously why I managed to get it done. But hopefully they might patch that out. I don't know. But if it is still buggy, the achievement I'm talking about that is buggy, if they haven't patched it, is you survive 10 waves. Awesome. Basically, if you do die and fail at a level, you then just carry on from where you are. The number of the wave you're on doesn't change. You just carry on from where you are. But you'll get to wave 10 and it won't unlock because you've died, but you can't restart from wave 1. It bugs the achievement out, so you end up having to delete your save data, and as you're loading up the game, cancel the syncing straight away so it doesn't sync your data, so that you can start again, and you have to do all 10 waves in one hit. But I dived into the game without really learning the buttons and did die early on, just the once, may I add, and then obviously got my 10 waves done and it didn't unlock, and then did that and managed to get it done. But we've got 5 more achievements for 1000 G, but this is kind of like Cyber Sled, which was an arcade game that did get a port on the PlayStation 1. So if you know Cyber Sled, this is basically what that game is very much like, but instead of one other opponent, you've obviously got waves of enemies to do. It's not difficult to get done. That boss there is actually the 10th level, and all of these others are pretty much self-explanatory. I think, yeah, hold your breath. If you fall in the water and die, that's an achievement. 77 enemies, and you are now a decent sword fighter. 33 enemies. It's not difficult, that 1000 G, but now we've got another 1000 G. Take the first boost, destroy 10 enemies, destroy 30 enemies with any gun, destroy 10 enemies with rockets, destroy 10 teleporters. So hopefully on my March update, you will see this 1000 G done, and we'll talk about how long that took. But this 1000 G here, no more than half an hour. But hopefully they patch that bug out. If you haven't, I have explained how to get around it, and that was thanks to the good people of TrueAchievements.com and the amazing community that's on there that I learnt how to get around that bug and glitch that was preventing that achievement from unlocking. Okay, so above that we got Super Onion Boy. This is a very Mario style platformer, actually a really fun platformer as well. The top achievement will basically net you all the other achievements as you're working towards that. Get a total of 40 stars. There's 3 stars in every level. A lot of them aren't difficult to miss. A couple of them you may miss, so you might need to go past level the last level that you could potentially get the achievement in. I think I did because I missed 1 star. But yeah, once you get, as you're progressing, to get all your 40 stars, you see there's 30 stars, first boss, 20 stars. You should get all the achievements done. It is worth noting you can't go back to a level and basically get the same stars again. They do disappear, and you do need to finish the level for the stars to be banked and count. So there's just a couple of things to be aware of, but honestly the game will take you around about half an hour. It's a quick one to do, not difficult at all. Okay, so above it we've got the one Game Pass completion, and that is Telling Lies. A bit of an FMV game going on here. I would suggest watching a guide for this one to get it done quickly and much more easily, because there is an achievement for watching every video in the game, and you can use a search engine to bring up videos, but when you use a search engine, it only brings up like 4 or 5 videos on the screen, and the first 4 or 5 that it finds, even though there are more available. So you need to use sort of a list of search terms in order to make sure that you get every video appear in the top 4 or 5. That's what I did. I used a YouTube guide by Maca91. He covers obviously all the achievements and how to get them. It will take you a couple of hours, but it was perfect to help find all of those videos using the search terms that he provided. I do believe there is a text guide for all videos on trueachievements.com as well. Other random achievements, obviously there is one for finishing a game of solitaire within sort of the computer, because basically the whole game is you sitting in front of a laptop. So yeah, you do need to finish the game of solitaire. That one could be a bit annoying because it can be impossible to finish the game, but as long as you know how to play solitaire, multiple attempts, you'll eventually get it done. The problem is that basically there is a king missing, so if it blocks a row, you can get stuck and need to start another game. But I would watch the video by Maca91. It gets all the miscellaneous achievements you get done quickly at the beginning out of the way, and obviously it provides all the search terms you need to get it done. But expect to spend a couple of hours with it. I mean, if you can follow the video perfectly without pausing, it is technically possible to get it done in just over an hour. I think I took just over 2 hours because I did a lot of pausing and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any term, because if you forget to type in a search term, you could potentially have to type in all the search terms again, and I think there are about 70 odd. But anyway, next game, as you'll see, I played UEFA Champions League 2006-2007 season here, and just popped the 1 achievement. I do want to work on this. There are a lot of lengthy achievements in this, but they have good TA ratio, they have a good true achievement score, so I do want to work on this one and get some achievements out of it. The only 1 achievement I've got is for scoring more than 10 goals in a game, so 11 or more. I did do 10 and think I'd got the achievement, so I kind of laid off, didn't unlock, and I had to play another game. But yeah, there are a lot of lengthy achievements in this, but I want to work towards them. As I say, good ratio, good score. But yeah, that 1 achievement, I just picked Barcelona, played the longest amount of time possible to make sure I scored enough goals, and then played a weak opponent. I think you have to do it on semi-pro difficulty. Took a little while to sort of get down how to score a goal easy, but we got there in the end and just knocked out the 1 achievement. Right above it, Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. Bought this because it was £1.59 in the sale, and I thought, well, it's £1.59, get a few achievements out of it, can't really go wrong for £1.59. Just a couple of achievements. The reason why I played it is because there's 1 online achievement, so thank you, Ross, again. Booster Buddy involved in this one to get that 1 online achievement done. We did also knock out driving 3 laps in the tutorial, just by accident more than anything, because as it loaded up, I just drove around more than twice, obviously, because it's at least 3 times. So obviously that's just something we need to return to. I'm not loving the handling in this game already for just playing through that 1 achievement and getting that done with Ross. Also, that achievement seemed to be a bit buggy. I think it was 4 times we completed the course that you needed to do before it actually unlocked, and then it unlocked when I backed right out of the game. So yeah, a little bit worried about that one. Okay, above it, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. Just returned to this after a long time. I bought this like during the first week it came out. So just played through the story mode on the easiest difficulty and picked up a couple of other random miscellaneous achievements that I could work on in sort of the 2-player modes by killing an enemy with a certain weapon. Or I think there's one for winning a race without using a weapon. Did that as well. Just spent a little bit of time with it and got some more game score out of that. I mean, if you love Crash Team Racing, this is a great remaster of the game. Okay, more 360, some Kinect. I do have a little bit of a guilty pleasure for the Kinect. I really enjoy playing it. 640 out of Kinect Joyride will take a bit of time to get that 640, but a lot of it can be got easily, but will just take a bit of time. There's like 6 different games within it. You'll get an achievement for playing each game 10 and 30 times. Each of the games has some sort of cumulative achievement tied to it. There's a game we have to do some poses, like 100 poses, that was an achievement. X amount of points cumulatively. There are some sort of one-off task achievements within each game as well. There is one online achievement for that as well, which I must note you about, especially if you're a completionist, and some that require 2 players, and unfortunately 2 players doing something, not just, you can't just make some sort of mannequin out of, you really do need a second person. So it's 2 player and 1 online achievement. I don't think the online is dead, but obviously within the sense of working, but obviously it's dead within the sense of no one's going to be playing it, so you might need to find someone to boost that with. So might give Ross a nudge and a moan to get the online achievement out of that done with me. And talking about online achievements with my good friend Ross, we move on to Gravel. It's very much a dirt clone, so kind of see what they did there with the name. It's not too difficult to do. You can put it on a difficulty setting to make it easy for you to blast through all of the races and all of the championships. It does have 2 online achievements on it. That's what I said about you do need someone to boost the online with, because the online is pretty dead with regards to people playing it online. But the 2 online achievements are really easy. Do 1 race, do 10 races. Don't need to win it, just need to do them. The only thing with this one is there is 1 final achievement which will involve you needing to a bit of a grind out, and that is the achievement which requires you to unlock all of the libraries in the basic game. To unlock all of the libraries in the basic game, you need to get to level 99. I use the TA solution for this specific achievement to help you find a good grinding way to get the XP done quite quickly. You do a certain track, you change the settings down, which still makes it easier to win, but ups the percentage of the XP you get out of each time you finish a race. You basically do a little lap of a ring circuit. Each lap doesn't take more than about, I don't know, it takes about 15 to 20 seconds per lap. So for a minute you get good XP out of the setup that the good people of the TA community have discovered for this one. Not a difficult completion, will take a bit of time. It took over 10 hours for me. It took 11.5 hours for me. So yeah, 10 to 12 hours with an easy difficulty setting to blast through all the championships, and of course the boosting techniques to get you to level 99 as well. Right, above that, we've got Who's Your Daddy, and this was all got out of a free trial. Obviously, the fact you could get the full Gamerscore out of this through a free trial hit the internet rather quickly. So all I'll say about this game is please do watch a video guide for this on how to get the Gamerscore out of a free trial. It's a very, very strange game. Very strange game. Not quite enjoyable, to be honest with you, personally, for me. But a very strange game. It's already had a 25G update and 1 achievement added to it. So please watch the guide on that one. I think I used the guide by Cheetah's Guides. Cheetah isn't spelt the animal way. And it was bang on. Really, really helpful. But yes, the time they give you for the free trial is plenty to get the Gamerscore done. So we knocked out the achievements that were remaining with regards to championships for me on this. I think I left each championship with 1 race left. And yeah, just had a little session and knocked that all out. Set them all up for part of a GTSAS competition that my team were in, which we've unfortunately been eliminated for, to help boost us when we needed it. And unfortunately, we went out. But yeah, we popped a load of achievements out of that. Okay, so next up is my matey. That's how I want to pronounce it. And as you'll see above it, it has been stacked. I think this is just a 1000G update. I'm pretty sure I already had 2000G out of it. To get the full 3000G that is available out of it, you do just need to do, I think it's 20 levels. I think the first 1000G is 10 levels, then 5, then 5. They're not difficult at all. Each level is basically 1 screen. You jump from left to right to pick up what I assume is your girlfriend, and then you take her back to where you started, and that is it. And the levels that you need to do in order to get 3000G, a little bit of trial and error perhaps the further along you get, but not difficult at all. I don't think the whole 3000G took more than half an hour, certainly. I think I did show my time in the first video, so let's see how long we took to get 3000G. We took 13 minutes. There we go. I was saying half an hour to be conservative, but at 13 minutes for 3000G. As I say, not difficult at all. And of course, we stacked it. Right, Neurovoider, we finally got to 30 days with regards to Player Daily Challenge. That's why that is there. A lot of what I've got left is going to take a lot of time, patience and skill. So we may return to this someday, but like I said, because we've always got so much to play, sometimes these games get left behind. It's an alright sort of arena twin stick shooter where you do waves of enemies, but it's not a game that I really am bothered about with regards to it being good and not getting it done. Anyway, we'll move on from that one. We finally got Microsoft Wordament done. I had it set up for February to just need 1 bronze, 1 silver, 1 gold medal to get the completion with regards to the daily and monthly challenges or whatever it's called. And we got that done. I used the date reset trick last month to get it all set up to happen this month with regards to doing it sort of legit within the month and as we went along. So yeah, we've got that done, and nice to have that completion on the card. Okay, above that we've got Retro Highway. Now, I think I picked this up in the sale. I had a lot of fun with this actually. It is a sort of super hang-on style motorbike game, but it's like an endless one where you dodge cars, collect coins, and go over ramps and things like that. And a lot of the achievements for doing cumulative things. I need a bit of a memory jog here. But own 5 bikes. Yes, have 50,000 coins in your balance at once. So one thing that was very helpful with this game is basically I got to 8,000 coins and bought the 8,000 coin bike, which then made the game a lot more easier than basically using the basic bike and then trying to get to 50,000 coins. So I would suggest doing that first. Then once you've got your 50,000 coins in your balance, you can then go to the bikes, and it says own 5 bikes, and you think you have to buy 5, you don't, you have to buy 4. It does count the first bike that you have, which is free. Unlock all locations, you have to do those by doing sort of challenges. So it'll ask you to, I don't know, dodge or drive X amount of distance without picking up any coins, hit X amount of ramps in one run and things like that. And obviously the challenges get progressively difficult, but you have to complete an X amount of challenges to unlock the next location as such. But you can flick between the locations that you've got unlocked. So I did a lot of the challenges out of the very first one, obviously being the easiest one, but some of the challenges were sort of level specific. They were like drive over X amount of cones, and I found the second level was brilliant for that. There was loads of cones sort of in the middle of the roads, but there were no cones in the first basic level, so you needed to do that. Run over 5 road workers is in a specific level as well. I can't remember the level, but the True Achievement Solution will tell you which level it is. Below that is collect 100 coins while off your bike. When you crash, you go flying forwards, and you can still pick up coins as you're flying forwards. So, believe me, you have to do a lot of runs and crash a lot of times to get all of the achievements, because obviously it's an endless runner. You know, you're not going to finish levels and not crash. So that will happen, as you'll see. That we'll crash 100 times below it before we've done that. So, run over a biker's body. Now, this one was something it kind of had the light bulb moment, as you call it. I was playing, I was wondering how do you do that, and then I realised that after you've done the level once, you kind of see your ghost of your what I assume is your best run. So when I unlocked a new area, what I did is crash straight away so that I would know where my ghost would be, and then basically run over the body that flew off my bike from the crash. So that was kind of tricky or could be a sort of misread if you don't know what you have to do. There's words. But there we go. There's a achievement for knocking over 100 traffic cones as well. As I said, did that on the second level. And then crashed into the ceiling of a tunnel. Because you go through tunnels and the ramps are still there to use because there are lorries that are driving along. So you drive into a tunnel, drive up a ramp, it's in a tunnel, and that's a 100G achievement. And the billboards are obviously outside. So there's sort of things you have to sort of be aware of, actually, you know, if you're going to use a ramp or going for a challenge that involves you do X amount of ramps. But a really fun game, and it took me, we've got time there, 5 hours and 41 minutes. So I really enjoyed my time with it, to be honest with you. So I found that quite a fun game. Okay, by the way, we finished Samurai Showdown. I needed to finish arcade mode with one character, which also got all the artwork, and they do a couple of other random miscellaneous things for doing 10 times, which I couldn't do or didn't get done during my initial session with the game. Perform a blade catch 10 times and counter an opponent's attack 10 times. So if you haven't done any of these sort of things and are wondering how to do it, because I must admit I'd forgotten or I didn't couldn't do one of these, but then couldn't remember how to do it, you can go into the tutorial mode and it'll teach you how to do each one of whatever you're missing. Blade capture is the one that I did need the education on, so I learned how to do it and then went into 2-player mode, 2 controllers, and then obviously done it against myself, which made it a lot easier. And then obviously all achievements in the game, so I actually got this finished from when I started playing it, I think was last year. But yes, oh yeah, most important thing to mention, 3 online achievements: fight a ranked, play it a casual, play it a team battle. Don't need to win it. So yeah, I bugged for a change. I bugged someone to buy the game. It's normally them bugging me to buy the game, isn't it, Ross? Jokes. But yeah, Ross got the game and I was able to get those done. Unfortunately, for some reason, even though it's a really good game, nice fighting game, for some reason the online is just dead in all 3 modes. Could never find it. So it was great that Ross bought the game and was able to help us out. Just playing the Microsoft Solitaire collection on my phone. If you're going for the completion on this, it's going to take a lot of time. So just thought I'd start playing this to get a bit casually and get a few achievements while I was at work. A few more pops out of Forza Horizon 4. I'm not going to go into that too much. I got one more achievement out of Xena Racer as well, so I'm not going to go into that too much. Total Arcade Racing popped up in the sale. Not too difficult, but you just kind of have to strategize and know what to do. And there is one very grindy achievement for driving 100 miles. I was able to come up with a technique of rubber banding my thumbstick steering left and obviously the accelerator down, and just basically donutting on the spot on an easy track during the time trial just to put time. But that's a slower way to boost time, but at least you can AFK it, sort of thing. But you do have to keep an eye on it in case you do hit the wall. But if you don't do a perfect circle donut, you stay a long time before you hit a wall or do anything like that. But the best trick is to turn around backwards on the very easiest time trial, the basic circuit, and then you do 24 laps instead of the 3 or 4 that you need to do to finish it. So it just adds a bit more in one session. But you have to win. Oh yeah, Christ, yes, this is a very key thing to note. You have to win all of the championships, and all of the championships is not easy. The AI is actually very good on this game, even on the easiest difficulty. But if you have, and I'm not joking, 8 controllers, so 7 plus the one that you'll be using, you can get the championships done really easy because you can race basically yourself in it. Now, I managed to get an additional 5 controllers on top of mine, and then only had 2 AI to beat. But the one thing I learned was that the AI picks a random car that's available, and it literally just scatters across and picks a random car, and you can actually keep going out and restarting until they draw one of the slower cars. You don't want them to draw one of the quick cars, because then you have to race them against a quick car, and it's obviously harder. Because I say the AI on this is very good. But you also have to get 3 stars on every time trial. Pick the fastest car available to you and to unlock the next one. Just blast through them all and get 1 star. It's not too difficult. That'll unlock the Formula 1 car, and then the time trials become much easier. You pretty much just have to finish it in the Formula 1 car a lot of time to get 3 stars. However, there are a couple of tricky-ish ones, and there are a couple of tricky ones, but with the trial and error, you can get them done. Just spent a lot of time with this one, I think. Yeah, it's got 11 hours and 14 minutes, but it was because I had to do that last achievement, which was grinding out 100 miles. So if it wasn't for that, you look at it and you've got 8 controllers, or in my case 6, and making the computer draw slower cars, then you can get a lot of it done in half that time. But it's just that driving 100 miles which will slow you down. But it's all right for what it is. It's not an awful game. It's an old top-down arcade style racing game. Right above that we've got Ketsui Kazuna Jikoku Tachi Extra, which is a shmup on the Japanese Xbox 360, which I've played. So really want to play my Japanese shmups a bit. I've got a few of them to get through. So I played a bit of this one. Can get more out of that. I'm not going to touch on that one too much now. Right above that we've got Mechabolt Plus, which I thought was a stack of a game, but it has a slightly different achievement list to Mechabolt. This is Series X only, I believe, this one. The only difference is we've got complete 10 challenges and complete 5 challenges, which is in like a challenge mode. Apart from that, 48 batteries. You go for that, you'll pretty much get all the other achievements along the way. So basically what I did is I played the first world until I unlocked the second world, played the second one until I unlocked the third world, and just kept going until I got 48 batteries. But you might want to do a couple of more levels into the first world after you've unlocked the second world. You need to get in all worlds to basically meet all the different types of enemies that you can see here, like the cactus appears in the second world. So after you've got your 12 batteries, not 10, move on to the second one and so on. But I would actually advise keep going until the levels get a bit difficult and then just pop into the next world like that, so you can do all of the easy levels, because the batteries, there's one at the end of every level basically. You'll take a bit of time with this one. Yeah, I did it in just under an hour. That's a fair assessment because you do actually have to play this. There's no way of cheesing it, but the levels aren't too difficult and you pick it up quite quickly. So about an hour to get that one done. Okay, what's next please? Capcom Arcade Stadium, grinding out the last achievement in that, which is get Capco to 100 million, which is going to take a while. Grinding out, I say the last achievement and that, but there's another achievement as well to go with it. I'm not at level 99 yet, but I do need to drive the distance of circumference of the world, which is going to take a hell of a long time. But at least we have a rubber banding technique, but it adds 1% to the tracker nearly every 2 hours. Right, now we're into Xitilion update galore. So, if you've got some of these Xitilion games and you aren't aware, please be aware that there are updates for Butterfly on both the Windows and the console versions. This is now super easy because if you open up the level that you need to finish, press restart, pause it and exit the level via that method, it then counts as finishing the level without you actually having to do the level. So, and you can do that for all of the levels now. So it's had an update in which it's made that method available. So if you've not touched any of the first Butterfly games, I don't think Butterfly 2's had an update yet. Might prove myself wrong in a minute. But there is a super easy way to get these done now. It takes no time at all. Okay, so Smart Moves has had updates as well, just for opening chests and killing snakes. I unfortunately bought Smart Moves when the base 1000G was made back to being difficult again, because there was a period where the base 1000G was made easy by the developers and then they got a slap on the wrist and had to change it back. But ever since they got that slap on the wrist and started making these games easy achievements, they've always been easy. The console version I got in at the right time, so you might want to be a bit careful about buying these now and expecting an easy first base 1000G, but certainly the updates are easy, just for opening chests and killing snakes. You can open chests, kill snakes and just reset the level that you're on, so find an easy one, just do that. Castle No Escape 2, the update was just for walking in and out of rooms, ridiculously easy, ridiculously quick to do. All of the other stuff, if you haven't started this, is miscellaneous and super easy as well. Reactor X, as you'll see, has had an update. However, I did notice I hadn't bought the Windows version, so I had to do the Windows version from scratch. I don't know if this was one of those slap on the wrist games, but you do have to finish 30 levels in order to get the 4000G if you're certainly buying it now. I was able to do that. It wasn't too difficult, but the update is super easy. So the update is, I think it's just for lighting up blocks on the floor. So I'll read the hint on the night. Yeah, every time there's a hint on a level, you just need to read it. So the updates were 15, 20 energy blocks powered up. You have to power up the blocks to finish levels, and then reading the hints on these levels. Again, it's just super easy, no time at all to do it. Above it, Lost Wing. Oh, and a glitchy one on this really bugged me. No pun intended. Fighter boss. Turns out this one's got a bit of a glitch on it. So I got to the first boss a few times and was unable to do him, but I started playing the second level and was getting to the boss in that level and beat that boss twice, and this achievement didn't unlock. Ignore the description, by the way. Fighter boss, it's not fire boss, it's beta boss. It's also beat the first level boss, and then I got to the first level boss once and beat him, and it didn't unlock. And then I went on TA and found a lot of people were having difficulty with this and having trouble with getting it to unlock. It turns out some people were saying that if you press the Xbox guide button while you're playing the game, it kind of glitches out this achievement. So don't do that while you're playing this game, and if you do, quit it out like properly. Dashboard out, make sure you highlight the game, press start, and then quit. And then make sure you don't press it again when you're going for it. And then fourth time lucky, I don't think the second boss counts. It has to be the first boss, which is where I was going wrong with that, even though I found the second boss slightly easier. But anyway, we got to the first boss, we got it done, we didn't press the menu button, and it unlocked, which made me spend a lot more time on this game than I should have had to do. It's not a bad game graphically to look at. Certainly it's a pretty game to look at. There's this one section where the game makes you have to fly upside down, and it really ruins it. It really unfortunately ruins it. But anyway, all the other achievements aren't too difficult, and they never glitch for me at any point. So you destroying obstacles. The new colour for your ship is when you level up, it basically unlocks the colour for your ship. When you get to a certain level, you'll unlock another ship. But arrive to a checkpoint untouched. So a lot of these are going to unlock just by going for that last achievement, I suppose, by getting to the boss and beating it. Not difficult to do at all. Should have only taken a couple of hours, but unfortunately took me a long time. I don't even want to look at the time. Probably for me, I don't know, 6-7 hours, honestly, because of the glitches and having to keep replaying it. But anyway, above that, we played Jump Force again, another one my boosting buddy told me about. So we picked up a copy of Jump Force because it has been already delisted. You can't buy it online. You have to buy a physical version. So there's potential for this game to become, I don't know, tricky to pick up. Quite uncommon, quite rare. I don't know. But also the servers are going offline in August for this game. So we've got all of the online done for this, so the completion is now there. It's got a good TA ratio as well. It's a good TA score on this game. So I picked it up on the advice of my boosting buddy Ross. So we got the online done for each other, which is basically playing 100 games total. That should pick up most achievements along the way that are online. The other one, 50 titles. You get titles for playing online with each character once and playing online with each character 10 times. If you bear those two in mind, that should get you enough titles. There are other miscellaneous titles as well. I think one for winning once online, 10 times online, 25 online. So if you trade wins, you'll pick those up as well, which is what we did. There's more to be had out of that game for me, and at least no achievement is now unattainable for me from this game. Whether I'll get the completion out of this, I don't know. It takes a long time, and you have to do some achievements on very hard difficulty, and I'm not really good at these arena fighters, which is what this is, certainly when it comes to the anime characters. More Killer Instinct done. That's all I can really say about that. As you'll see, Killer Instinct has a hell of a lot of achievements. I've got 319, and there's still over 1,000 for me to get. A lot of online with this, but the online is still active. Colourful Galore had another update. The 5 levels it requires you to do, there's no way to sort of cheese it with regards to restarting and all that sort of stuff, but the 5 levels weren't difficult. I did the 5 levels in no time at all, in no more than 10 minutes, so a nice easy 1000G added there. Plants vs Zombies Battle for the Neighbourville, working towards the last achievement on that, which is to get each character to level 5. It's taken bloody ages, but I will do it. If I can set it up, that might be the achievement to get the million with, because I just like the name of it. So if we go down, where are you? There we go. Time to seriously go outside, which I just think is a humorous achievement name to get the million with it, because obviously a million takes a long time, so time to seriously go outside. Right, above that, another online boosting game I've been doing with Ross, and that is F1 2017. It's gonna take a long time because you need to get to level 50. The game as such is dead, so you're kind of going to need to find a boosting partner if you want to get the completion out of this game. So me and Ross are working on this one. 50 Years had an update. The updates for the console version, as you see, is 5,000, because obviously the Windows 10 is a bit behind, was to get the skill trees to level 5. So if you've already played this game, you can blast through it very easy. You can get to level 5 once each time you play it. So basically you need to do 5 playthroughs to get to the 5th part of the skill tree. On the Windows, I was able to get to level 4 because that's where that one's at. I'm guessing the next update on this, when it comes around eventually, will be to get to the fifth part of each skill tree. But you can actually just squeeze 2 runs of 4 out of 1 playthrough. So 3 playthroughs needed though, or 2.5 playthroughs needed to get the achievements done on that. Again, not difficult at all if you know what you're doing in that game. Picked this up, Cuyo Blaster, in the sales recently. It is a very fun side-scrolling shmup. The last 2 achievements are for beating the hardest difficulty in the classic mode, which I think you have to unlock by doing it in normal, which I haven't done yet. The other achievement is for finishing the game without using the continue, and I've got close with doing it on the easiest difficulty, but you don't get many lives, and I think I found a strategy to do it with a certain character, because you either pick a character from damage or a character from endurance or a character from a balance of both. I think I found a character in a balance from both. And then he's got no speed, but he does a lot of damage and he's got a good fire rate. But after each level, you get a chance to add a bonus to your character. So after the first level, I picked speed, and because he's already got the damage and the fire rate, after that you can add a life every time you finish a level as a bonus as well. But even on the easiest difficulty, some of the bosses can be a bit tricky just to not die at all, even though they're not that difficult. So we're getting there. Hopefully I can get that done and then work out how to finish the hardest mode, the hardest difficulty, because the hardest isn't unlocked. There's an arcade mode which is really difficult, but you can use multiple continues of it, and that isn't, believe it or not, finishing hardest. I think you have to unlock hard mode in classic, I think, by finishing normal mode. But yes, you've got continues, but you've got a limited amount of continues, but depending on the mode, it's how many you get. So as well as being very easy has lots of continues, normal has a much lower amount of continues. But anyway, we might get the completion out of this. It's a really fun, colourful side-scrolling shooter. And then finally at the top there, the game that we are working on, Taiko no Tatsujin, the Drum Master. I would say one tricky achievement in this is getting a rainbow crown, which is basically hitting every note in a song on good, because every time if you successfully hit a note, you get good or okay, and you need every note to be a good to unlock a rainbow crown and hit them all as well. So that's the one tricky achievement. It's just a lot of coin grinding to buy every single item in the shop. Obviously the shop refreshes every day as well, which is 5 AM our time. This game resets, so it's like 5 AM to 5 AM is a 24-hour window. You need to visit the game every day because there's an achievement for looking at how well you've done every day for 30 days, and as well as bonus songs, which you only get 3 a day. You need to do 90 bonus songs for an achievement as well. I've had it glitch on me twice and the tracker stopped moving, then like a week later it starts moving again. It was 10 days the second time it happened. So I think I've worked out that to get the autosave to trigger, you have to back out to the title screen and back in again. So leaving it on quick resume is not the best idea. You can lose some progress, which is really annoying. But anyway, we've gone along enough here. That's the update for February 2022 done. Just leave me say thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a thumbs up. That would be pretty awesome of you. If it's helped you in any way, that's always appreciated. Please subscribe if you are new. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, please do take care.